Do you battle with your emotions as a man, as a divine masculine? Do you struggle inside understanding what's happening? Well, let me tell you one thing. Don't man up, man open. I'm Destry. Welcome back to Knights of Light. And today we're discussing emotions as a divine masculine and how we battle with them and what's really going on. See, me as a masculine, I learned for so long as growing up, I don't think it was like anybody's fault or whatever, but I always kept being told, man up. Even in movies, you hear, man up, cowboy up in the cowboy movies, or you watch the movies with the real strong guy, shows no emotion, straight face, and just blah, 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 and has no fear, right? But where do we learn our true strength? Especially as a man, as a masculine, and you hear through so many people that their fathers or the men in their life don't express themselves or don't really know how to have a conversation or like don't express themselves emotionally. So where our true strength comes from inside, especially as that divine masculine that we want to harness, is how to truly express our emotions. We got to stop manning up all the time. What's this man up? Be a man. Don't show your emotions. Don't cry. Just be a man. Be strong for your family. Well, I'll tell you one thing. What I have learned through my life, being strong for my family, being strong for the people around me, is I had to learn what I'm starting to call man open. Because I am an open book. I am open. Yes, I struggle with it from time to time. During this week, I struggled with it. And, my girl checked me and had to, help me learn to express myself again. Because I always, you get into this like tunnel vision of being a man of, oh my God, I got to provide. Oh my God, I'm not good enough. Oh my God, I can't break down now because, I got to be strong for everybody. I got to man up and just go out there and do it. Well, sometimes I will tell you as a man, you have to break down. That divine masculine has to break down, because how can you truly harness a relationship or truly harness anybody in your life, your children, whatever, any type of relationship without learning how to express emotions? Growing up, many of us as children weren't even taught how to express emotions. I mean, how many people remember in school them teaching you how to really express your emotions, right? It was sit down, shut up, and listen. Or my favorite one that I was told as I was growing up is do as I say, not as I do. Like, what is that? What does that teach us as a man, right? It teaches us that we can't express ourselves. We can't express ourselves truly. And when we grow up, we don't know how to handle it all. So we just shove it all in, shove it all back, and it creates all these blocks and restrictions and whatever. I mean, it creates blocks in the throat chakra, the heart chakra, the sacral chakra. I mean, all of it. And it just gets so built up. And you'll see some men, especially now, you'll see some men like in their 40s or whatever that look old as shit. Old as shit. And I will say, mainly, that's coming from not being able to express yourself divinely and truly understand what's going on. You just dealt with the stress, held all the stress inside, and did whatever you were told and what you were supposed to do, and you manned up. Well, it's time to be young again, because we got to learn. We got to open our mind. We got to expand our consciousness now as a man and learn to express our emotions. I'm not sitting there whining every day and be like, oh, I don't want to do this, oh, I don't want to do that, whatever. I'm talking about, I'm wearing my Lions Not Sheet gear, and I love it. Free man, right? It can mean so many things, especially free man. I am free emotionally, right? I am free emotionally because I try on a daily basis to learn how to express my emotions. And not just as a man. I mean, I can come out there and talk about as being from an addict where I covered up my emotions because that's what I learned. Also, cover up my emotions with all these other substances. So I didn't have to express myself because I didn't know how. And that conjured up some other things, really not even knowing what I'm feeling at all. Not knowing expressions, not knowing anything. And sometimes, people say they have that resting bitch face all the time. Whatever, express that shit. If you're upset, talk about it. Learn how to deal with this emotional body, because what I've learned doing this spiritual work and this coaching and coming across to everybody, what I've learned and all my studies and getting certified like in soul realignment and all these different things and learning how to navigate the energetic fields that we live in as our soul is that our souls have real trouble dealing with this emotional body, and it's something that we've been learning over lifetime and lifetime. And the way society teaches us as masculines, as the masculine energy, is we're not allowed to express it. But why? Why can't we express it? And I mean, I've even experienced this, like when I go to cry or something, right? When I go to cry, like I hold it back sometimes, and I don't know why. Why can't I show myself crying? Why can't I show people that, right? And I've learned to, and I've made some posts on my Instagram of me like actual crying. Like I gotta learn to express myself. When I'm in the breakdown, I gotta feel the breakdown. I gotta feel all the emotions that come with it, because in those emotions and in that breakdown and in that expression is where I'm gonna learn what is going on in the moment. I am gonna learn what needs to be done. I am gonna get those downloads and that information into my mind that shows me what to do. I can't hold it all in and just keep doing things, because then I've realized as I keep doing that, and if I keep holding it in, so I can only imagine, because I've watched it all over the world with many different men, many different people, even women that don't learn to express their emotions. But the more I hold it in, the more I don't express it, the more I learn that I don't know how to talk about it, the more I don't know how to feel it as a soul, is the more miserable I become. I sit in my miserable job, I sit in my miserable relationship, I sit with my miserable ass friends, and we don't express shit. Well, that's not a relationship, that's not friendship, that's not any ship. The ship has sailed. Now you need to get back on that ship and start to learn to express your emotions like the motion of the ocean. Stop manning up and man open. Open up that heart, open up your feelings, and show people you actually know how to be a human being. That we understand what it's like to be in this human experience, because it's all about the human experience, not the human existence. And I think I've talked about that before. The human experience over the human existence. And learning how to express these emotions, especially from a soul level out into the 3D through our mind, and not getting caught up in everything, we learn how to have the human experience, the full-fledged human experience, because it comes with emotions. We cannot hide from that. And the way I'm a very expressible person. I like to move around a lot. I like to show it. And if I'm not doing that, I know something's wrong. So I really got to sit there and figure out what I'm feeling, because if I'm not expressing myself, like I like to say emotion, expression in motion. I'll say it again, expression in motion. So you got to express it, you got to get it out, either through motion, through verbal, anything that creates a movement, get it out. I mean, some people like to jump around, get it out, like clear it all out and figure out what's going on, because that mind's got to be cleared. If we don't know how to express it, we don't know how to release it, we don't know how to shove it out of us. Because I guarantee you, if you sit there stressed out, if you sit there all emotional all the time and don't know how to express it, you will age very fast in this human. You will just be existing instead of having an experience. I mean, because your experience is going to be miserable, so you're just going to want to exist. And most people I watch, and most men, just exist because they have this mind frame. They just got to do what's got to be done. They can't express themselves, and they can't go out and do what they have to do to live this big, wonderful life that they want to. They had this preset agenda that they had to have the big house with the cars, with the kids and everything, the white picket fence or whatever. But if you're shooting for a dream that's not even yours, that could be stressful and emotional, because it's not your dream and it's not anything about it. And a lot of us, I'm going into a lot of things here, but it all deals with emotion. A lot of us aren't living up to our dreams, aren't living up to what we want to be. And why is that? Because we don't know how to express ourselves. And I talked about in other videos, when we don't know how to express ourselves, especially as a man, we start not really doing anything in a relationship. We just come down, we sit in our fucking chair, we're quiet, we don't talk, we turn on the TV, and we don't talk. We don't express ourselves, we don't do anything. Everything just sits in here, and you become 70 years old, miserable, you don't know what to do. You missed out on so many things in life because you weren't expressing yourself. You didn't understand what you wanted. You were just filling society's agenda. Well, fuck society's agenda. Fuck all that. Learn to express yourself. Learn what you're feeling from that true heart space, because, I learned a lot of things. Me personally, I learned so much when I sit there, especially with my girlfriend Brittany. When I sit there and we talk and we express ourselves and I tell her what's going on, I have such amazing breakthroughs. Such amazing breakthroughs where I can re-tap into the soul. If I'm not feeling connected or whatever, and since we have a great relationship, she can tell when I'm not feeling connected, and she asks me what's going on. Sometimes if I'm in my shit, I won't know how to tell her. And I know when someone starts egging you, trying to get them to talk to you, you can get in a real bad mood and say, leave me alone, I don't know what's going on. But once you get past that point and you sit with yourself and you sit with the person that's trying to help you, you can really figure things out and have those amazing breakthroughs. It creates, you can have the breath of life back in you when you get through those breakthroughs and start to see your mission, see where you want to go, and see how your relationship wants to be. Because I'm sure you hear it time and time again. And if you're a man and you're in a relationship, I'm sure you hear it all the time. Like, you hear from your girl, why don't you talk? Why don't you express yourself? I want to talk to you. Of course, men do operate on a different basis, but we have to learn to express ourselves, to have those conversations with our girl, with our relationships, with our friends. And I grew up in not in a weird way, but I was one of the men, and I still am. A lot of my friends are women. So, and they helped me through my life by having so many women in my life that are actual friends. They helped me learn to express myself. They helped me get out of my shit, because I like to talk and I like to, tap into myself and feel what is actually happening inside so I can have a better life. So I can have that relationship that I want, that I am having right now, because I do these things. I don't just come home, turn on the TV, and ignore her or whatever, or ignore the kids. I try to help out. I try to tap in. I try to help the kids learn their emotions and deal with what's going on. Because if we don't teach anybody these things, we're all going to be lost in this 3D society, be stuck into the matrix, and be a sheep. And I don't want to be a sheep or anything like that. And it really, from my understanding, it really starts with learning our emotions to tap into our soul, to tap into our true divine expression, and learning how to truly express ourselves in the manner that we're supposed to express it. And I understand sometimes it's really hard as a man, it's really hard to get to that point. But once you get to that point, especially as a divine masculine and as the masculine energy, once you get to that point, I promise you, we will have these breakthroughs. Things will start to explode in your life. You'll figure out what you want. Look, I'm sweating like a motherfucking maniac. I'm excited. I love this shit. I love talking about it, expressing myself. And I found out my mission, helping out masculines and addicts and everything, truly figure out their missions in life through doing this work. For me, it started in the rooms and everything. And then I started this, and then I started the spiritual work, and I started really tapping in, and I started learning from what I used to do and bring it into now and what all these women are doing in my life and how to express myself. And it becomes a wonderful life. It becomes a wonderful human experience, because we're all in this experience together, and we just got to learn to guide through it, and not just get through it, but have the best one we could ever have. All right, I love you guys so much. Thanks for joining me on this video. And remember, man, don't man up, man open. And remember, stay woke, continue shifting the paradigm.